How you doing, guys? Players at 15 here, back with another video. And today I'll be starting a new series of videos, and it'll probably be around 8 to 12 parts. And it's gonna be the walkthrough guide of every mission in Ryse, Son of Rome on the hardest difficulty, which is Legendary difficulty. Oh my! If I sound a little tired, it's because I've literally recorded this audio 5 times, and this is my third time in the last hour trying to record it. First time I was 14 minutes in at the 21 minutes, and my dog started going crazy because the mailman got here. Last time the video it stopped working at 18 minutes and 30 seconds, 21 minutes. So I'll tell you guys what I'm going to be doing in these videos after this cutscene. I'll be quiet during all the cutscenes. You may have to turn up the audio during the cutscenes, but I'll be back right after this. Excuse me. So there you go guys. The opening cutscene for Rise Son of Rome. Um, so like I was saying, it's going to be a series of videos where I tell you guys some tips and walk you through the game on Legendary difficulty. Um, do take into account you do have to complete the game once before you can attempt Legendary. So you have to beat it on easy, regular, or hard. I believe you could beat it on easy to get to Legendary. I beat it on normal. So anyway, this is the little tutorial. Like press A to deflect and stuff. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you have completed the game before and you're looking to beat it on Legendary. So I won't go through step by step of the basics here. You guys know that there's the D-pad, and you can choose your different excuse me, different abilities. That does lead me into my first tip, however, which is actually before I do that. Sorry, I'm gonna give my basic thoughts on the game. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. Um, what I think of the game, I think it's a really good game. 6 to 8 hour campaign, I thought was really fun. I'm enjoying the multiplayer, which if you guys haven't touched it yet, is you and a friend or you and a random go into like the Coliseum, fight off barbarians and different hordes. It's kind of like horde mode, and you get XP, which you can then spend on boost attacks to upgrade upgrade your soldier. Um, so also in the game, what I think is a cool mechanic is the executions. Once an execution symbol comes up above an enemy, you can hold, or not hold, you can tap right trigger, which which triggers a quick time event. So like right there, you see how we highlighted X and then yellow. That's one unique thing about Ryse and Chrome that I do enjoy. Most quick time events for the PS3, Xbox 360, games like that, it'll show the button. So for a PS3 or PS4, it would be like square, triangle, circle, X, and you have to press those buttons, and those icons show up on the screen. For the 360, it could be like A B X Y A B, whatever. However, in this game, instead of showing the button for the icon, it shows the uh, outline of the enemy highlights a color. So it could highlight X, then yellow, or it could highlight blue, then yellow, then blue. X and Y or blue and yellow are the only two buttons that you can use for quick time events in this game, which is kind of nice that it's limited to. One of the things that I was hearing about the game that was downside about it was the executions get a little stale. I actually don't think they do. Um, I mean, I haven't really gotten tired of them, and they're extremely important to your success while playing the game, especially on legendary difficulty. And I'll get into that. Um, so, anyways, the purpose of the executions is to if you execute an enemy, you get to choose an ability that or like a power up kind of thing. As if you guys saw, I brought up a D-pad. On that D-pad are 4 power ups or abilities or attributes. The 4 are health regeneration, extra damage, extra XP, or focus. Um, so once you execute an enemy, you could have one of those 4 chosen, and it'll give you that bonus. So for health regeneration, it regenerates your health. For extra XP, it gives you extra XP. For damage, it gives you extra damage after the execution. But for focus, what it does is it kind of slows down the battlefield so you can get a bearing on it, and you could go ahead and pick some guys off. Now, this leads into my first tip. On regular... excuse me. I'm dying over here. On regular... oh my god. On regular difficulty, I focused mainly on XP. And then when my health will get low, health. You cannot do that on Legendary. Let me repeat. You cannot use that strategy on Legendary. Use that strategy on your first playthrough. Focus on XP. I used XP about 80% of the time. Get as many of your upgrades as you can get going into Legendary. On Legendary, you're not going to use XP. What you're going to use is you're going to use a split between focus and health. When your health gets low, you're going to regenerate health. Besides that, when you execute, you're going to want to gain focus. Because there are going to be a lot of times on Legendary where you get put into a corner and you need a way to get out. You hit RB, you focus, you take out some of those harder enemies. You can execute them in focus mode, get some more health. Focus is extremely crucial to your success in this campaign on Legendary. So, my first tip is definitely focus on health and focus, and not as much on XP. Go ahead and focus on your XP during your first playthrough of the game. So at this point, at this part of the game, you're gonna just want to hit the fire barrels if possible. Don't really go for the individual guys. I was kind of stupid here, and I didn't see that they were telling me to shoot the archers, so I just kept shooting the individual guys for like 15, 20 seconds. So just focus on shooting the barrels, the cauldrons, and because it spills more fire and kills more enemies. Another tip that I do have, my second tip, is at the bottom of the screen right here, you can see it says catapult fire. Those are voice commands. You'll get 2 or 3 of those throughout the whole game, and they're extremely helpful. A lot of people don't like to talk and use the voice commands verbally. They like to just press LB. Don't do that on Legendary. The problem with that is, if you hold LB, one, you're taking a finger off a button that you might use. Like, cause I use my index finger for left trigger, so I have to bring it off left trigger to put it on a left bumper. and it's not even like it's just a tap of the left bumper. You have to hold it on the left bumper, which takes up about 4 to 5 seconds. However, if you use the voice commands, it's instantaneous. So not only do you not have to take your fingers off that trigger if you hold the controller like I do, you get that support instantaneous. You don't have to wait 5 seconds, because 5 seconds could be 2 hits and you could be dead. So that's definitely my second tip. Use the voice commands. Don't use the left bumper for those. Um, that right there is an example of a collectible. Collectibles normally go out green. You have 2 types of collectibles. You have scrolls scrolls, vistas, and chronicles. Collect all of them, get achievements. Most of them are extremely easy to get. They glow green like that. Most of them are pretty linear, so I got more than half of them throughout my first playthrough. And if they're not straight through linear, I just kind of talked over that cutscene. Sorry guys, I didn't realize. My bad. If they're not straight through linear, then what it will normally be is, say you have 2 paths, path A and path B. If path A is leading to the next part of the level, odds are path B is going to have at least 1 collectible. So, I mean, and it's not like you have to go way far down. It might be 2 or 3 steps, and then you have that collectible. So that's my little spiel. Just hit my noteboard down. Sorry about that. That's my little spiel on. So I actually did die twice at this portion of the game, and I left them in. There's death number 1. I actually only died about 5 times throughout my first playthrough on Legendary. First playthrough on regular difficulty. So I definitely can tell I'm going to be dying more. I just left them in this video. I'll definitely edit them out in the next video if I die a ton. Because if I don't, the videos are going to be way longer, because this is the shortest mission in the game, and it's still a 21-minute video. So I'm probably going to have to break up some of the later missions into 2 or 3 videos, parts, just so I can get them out, and you don't have to watch a 10-minute video of me dying 7 times. This right here, this little portion, leads me to my third tip. As you can see that attack right there from the Barbarian, he kind of goes up with his axe and then swoops in pretty fast. That's the standard Barbarian second attack. There's their first attack. There's their first attack. I want to see if they show their second attack here real quick. Well, I'm going into execution. So, their first attack is just a standard swing, but then that second attack is kind of like a lunge. So, my third tip, like that's the second attack. Make sure you watch closely with these standard Barbarians, and make sure you time both of their attacks extremely well, because, guys, these are going to be your biggest foes throughout this game. One, because there's so many of them, but 2, because like that second attack will kill you, because most of the time you get into a habit of just waiting for that first attack from the Barbarians, and that second one comes and you're not ready, and it just demolishes you. But do remember, you can deflect. See, like right there, I thought he was coming with the quick attack, and he came out with the hard one. Remember, if you do block that second attack, you will be stunned. So, like right there, I wasn't ready for it, and he got me in the back. The level should be smooth sailing from here. I shouldn't die at all anymore. But, make sure you're aware of that first and second attack, and make sure you just time them up, because if you don't, you'll get beat pretty bad. So yeah, like I said, that's my last time dying. The rest of the level should be smooth sailing from here. I have one more tip to give you guys here in this episode, or in this first video. try to create space. And what I mean by that is sometimes in Ryse, the camera can be a little fidgety. Sometimes it doesn't let you see all of what you do want to see. So my big thing would be use the B button to roll around as much as you can and get into spots that benefit you. Because if you don't, you can sometimes be put into a corner and you can't see uh, where um, where enemies are coming from. And a great example of this will be, in chapter 3. I don't know if you guys remember it. When you go up into the tower and you have to take out the archers, it's an extremely close quartered space, and there are a ton of enemies. So when I go and do that part, I got to be extremely careful to keep rolling around and creating space, so I can see the enemies that I want to see, and don't get pushed into a corner and get hit 3 times and die. Um, another point I'd like to make. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm on the first level, but I think I'm right with this. If you, like I said, you're gonna want to focus on health and focus for your two abilities that you use that you get once you execute enemies. You do regenerate less health than you do on normal. So like I'm regenerating 93 health per single execution here. On on normal, I was getting about 220 per single execution. So you definitely do get less health. So make sure you're aware of that, and you're careful and keep an eye on that health bar. Um, Here I'm just wandering around trying to find the second collectible in this level because I didn't get it on my first playthrough. I didn't find it. So what I'll probably do is I'm probably gonna go through and after I do a level and record a level on Legendary, I'm going to go through and play on Recruit and pick up the rest of the collectibles. So that's what I'm gonna do from there. Because I am gonna try to 100% this game because it's not too difficult. There's a little bit of grinding with the multiplayer, but not too much as I get stuck on my guy. He needs to get out of the way. Centurion, turn up. All right, so here, this is the last uh, boss fight. The last fight of this mission. Hopefully, it doesn't. My video doesn't freeze at this point. Last recording, it froze at this point. Fingers crossed. Um, so here it teaches you one incredibly important mechanic, which is some enemies will only have like heavy attacks, and the way you the way you determine this is they'll glow red. So it's kind of like how when you're executing an enemy, they'll either glow or blue or yellow, depending on which type of execution the game wants you to do. Um, in this, they'll glow red. And when they glow red, you cannot deflect that attack. You have to dodge it with the roll button, which is B. So keep that in mind. Um, Here's the final cutscene, and I'll end the video right after. Oh, I showed my achievement here, which is just oops, which is just beat first level on legendary. Um, yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This will be an 8 to 12 part series, hopefully. Um, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my other videos. Follow me on Twitter at PlayersI15. Friend me on Rooster Teeth. And I'll talk to you guys later.